What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are back for another round of the Dynamic Knights Esports Masters tier here on the PlayStation 4. We're here for the penultimate round here of the season, round number 14, the Brazilian Grand Prix. 41 points between Zach Crichton and 40. We're currently position 15. We gained a few spots in the last round. 134 points between Mercedes and Alfa Romeo. Haas are in position 7 there, I think it was on your screen there. So there's potential, I think, if my memory's serving me right, and if I've got the right, remember right with the point system that these guys have, there's potential that both championships could be wrapped up today. So we could all possibly have a little bit of fun come the last round. Well, for maybe some of us. We'll have to wait and see there at the moment, but here. First run, you can see here at the moment, we're on the hard compounded tyres here. First run, we set a 10.7, I think it was. Not the greatest lap, obviously, but you expect that on the set of hard compounded tyres. Second lap, I was trying to do 2 laps in one go there, but unfortunately I invalidated going through turn 2 there through the centre S's. But we went again a lap later on lap 3. As you can see, we're currently set a purple middle sector. Possibly that's due to a glitch, I would think. We dropped to P13. We jumped into 12th position there with a 10.096. 6/10 quicker on that lap time there. So yeah, it wasn't too bad at the moment here, but I had sort of a bit of a plan up my sleeve for this race especially, but you'll see why a little bit later on. But we went again a couple of laps later, had a cool down and went again, but validated going around into between turns 11 and 12 there. And again, I went purple actually in the second sector yet again. So again, I think that's due to a glitch. And a lot of people have said that that's always been a glitch there. If you get a purple sector, it's not necessarily, it means you have a purple, the fastest middle sector overall. So it's probably just garbage really. But we're going to be...
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 10.0.
So we're going to, second run here, we're going to be going onto medium tyres. And this is potentially the tyre that I want to start the race on. And you'll see why later on when you see the, especially the weather forecast at the moment there. But we're currently position 16. My teammate for this round is actually Eye Contrast because he's in P13 at the moment there. He's actually just coming into the garage right as I was just about to leave as well. So, yeah, he's filling in for this round because my regular teammate Toddy was away. Not, again, not 100% sure what the reasoning was. I was told because of this pandemic that the pubs would reopen. So, again, that's just... probably just rumours. I'm probably just making shit up along the way anyway. So apologies, Toddy, if that's not the case. But or if that's the case or not the case. But yeah, it wasn't available for this round. So basically, it's on pretty much on my shoulders here because I don't think reserves can score points for your team, like constructors wise. So unless you actually get promoted to a full-time drive. So basically, we're going to have to do this on our own here for this round. So anyway, we're going to stick a board here for a lap around the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pache. Hopefully I got that name right. I think it's the right one for the Brazilian Grand Prix. So down the front straight we go here into turn 1. Brake lock up. Take a little bit of curve here through the centre S's. Just missed the apex a little bit there. I was just obviously being a little bit cautious because I didn't want to invalidate my lap time. Go through turn 2. There'll be a lot of penalties, I reckon, during the race at that section there. But first sector time, we're up, well and truly up here by about not quite 3.5 tenths of a second there. And now that was go through the Cita de Largo. Pretty clean so far. Now through turn 6, up we go turn 7. Didn't quite hit the apex. I don't think you're supposed to there. But we managed to hit the apex here at turn 8. Now go to the slow corners around here through turn 9. Again, pretty clean so far here. Get nice and tight through here. Go back to first gear and then quickly shift up through second and third. And now coming through turn 11 here, running it out wide. A lot of people, I think, use the grass, but I want to be obviously taking precautionary because obviously don't want to stuff up my lap time. But we're not quite 8.5 tenths of a second quicker on sector 2 here. We're nearly 1 second quicker here as we come across the line here. We actually glanced the wall there. That was part of the plan there. And so we go 1 second quicker with a 1 minute 9.089, which puts us in position 13. But I think in the end, I think a few other guys dropped, a few guys improved and put us back into P14 here as You see Expert here, who's again filling in the Renault for this round. You remember, if you haven't watched the Abu Dhabi video, then go check it out. But not entirely sure what the go is here. He's probably just having a little bit of fun here. He's obviously trying to spin it, potentially trying to do a few spins coming into the pit lane entry there. But I think he's just trying to do a bit of a restart. But yeah, not entirely sure what was going on here. Trying to get as close as he can into the pits before it actually takes control, which he did in the end, and then he retired the car. So yeah, not entirely sure there. I wouldn't know because I wasn't in the party with anybody. But anyway, these are the final race results. X Revolution actually popped up late and got pole position. Not by much, I don't think. It might have been pretty close there in the end, but 1 minute 8.005. I think it was pretty close, I think, in qualifying there between he and Aaron, who was in P2. But Contrast ended up in P9, and we end up in P14 there with all the way back to Dr. Dre Curving. Texas is filling as well. Tonki Plevs and Crossy starts last. But on the grid we go. And like I said, there's an interesting reason for this because there's weather that's going to play a bit of a factor. Nothing like weather around Brazil, as they always say. But like I said, we're going to be starting on the medium compactor tyres, and not being obviously outside the top 10, we're going to have a fresh set of those medium compactor tyres. But we're going to try and go as long as we dare before the rain hits later on in the race. There's talk of even heavy rain potentially a bit later on. This is sort of maybe the strategy you want to be on here around Brazil as we set off for the formation lap.
Everything looks good on the power unit cycle, so let's concentrate on bringing tyres and brakes up to temperature.
Thank you, Jeff. As always, I think we'll get a little bit of a weather update as well.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes' time. Rain in 10 minutes.
So 10 minutes time before the rain, so I don't know. I was still umming and ahhing a little bit in my head whether I should have actually started on the soft compactor tyres, but no, we're going to stick on the medium compactor tyres and see whether this will work. And I think I've seen plenty of other guys that start on the mediums and it's actually worked and they've come through the race. But here we go. We're all set for round 14. 5 red lights. Let's do it around the Autodromo. Jose Carlos Pache, and it's a decent-ish start. Again, there's lag playing a bit of a factor there. Again, that's due to my internet. Curving Texas goes straight up the middle there and actually gets the move done. Had a little bit of squeeze there. But thankfully, there's no harm done. But we dropped only the one spot. But tell you what, Curving Texas had a rocket start. Remember, I think he's only a fill-in as well for this round, because there wasn't as many drivers for this round. So he's filling in the Toro Rosso for Gaming Wafer, I think it is. Yeah, I think El Tonki's racing, so Gaming Wafer I don't think was... Oh, no, actually, I'll take that back. Maybe Gaming Wafer had some sort of penalty that constituted a race ban. Might be the reason there. So we'll just take it nice and cautiously through here. We don't want to get caught up in any dramas here. We're behind Wogboy here at the moment. Here is Plevs not far behind us as well. A lot of people will probably be complaining about my internet. I have heard that in other people's point of views. Someone's going very wide. There's one of the Alfa Romeos. Been able to tell which one of them it was. He's the LR Amazing Hour. He was actually, I think, somewhere in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken. So, not sure whether he's actually had a moment by himself or with someone else here. So, but he's dropped back into what is that? We're P15, so that'll be P12. He goes very defensive there as we come across the start lap 2 here. Trying to keep in front there of Lazy Tail there in the Ferrari. But kept it all clean so far, but only dropped the one spot, obviously. But hoping to continue that for the remainder of this race. So we go, I think Amazing Hour's trying to get past and get back up with the quick guys at the moment there. That's Curving Texas. He's made a move on there. There's now Curving and Lazy Tail having a bit of a battle here. As I think Town potentially might be sizing him up for a move. He goes up the inside here into turn 10. It doesn't work out. We get caught up, and then there's a bit of a bump from behind there. We'll have to bring up some replays about what occurred there because, well, originally, as we get front wing damage.
Front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
So that sort of plan has a little bit gone out the window here, and yeah, I was not going to risk having front wing damage around here, so I thought best for the time where I was. I thought maybe it's best to get a front wing change and then come into the pits and get the front wing changed and get onto pretty much a used set of medium compounder tyres here as we absolutely nail it coming into the pit lane. I was even surprised myself that I nailed it coming into the pit lane there. But yeah, this has really compromised our race here. But we're still in it for the time being, at least. So that's something. That's we're still going to get some decent points considering I think we're battling, well, Toro Rosso and Renault, I think, in the Constructors' Championship, I think. So, but we'll bring up some replays in a moment or two. Here we go, on board with Stuart McKenzie here. He's starting from position 8. And like I said, his teammate was starting P4 there. So he has a look up the inside here of Aussie Wizzy Rick, who, of course, took the... if I remember, yeah, he did take the last race victory. Obviously, after post-race penalties happened, he did get the race victory in the end. So, well done to Aussie Wizzy Rick. So that would have helped him and McLaren in the championship standings. As there's Contrast go right around the outside and getting the move done. So he's up into P7. Still going side by side here with Aussie Wizzy Rick. So he's made a good start off the... maybe here as we go side by side here up through turn 6 and 7. Aussie Wizzy Rick's not holding back here as Spilly, I think, had to look up the inside of Macca there, but couldn't quite get the job done. As they're still battling away here as I think Aussie Wizzy Rick goes in deep as Spilly has a look up the inside there in a turn. That was turn 10, but not quite in the end. That's what happened. I missed it actually with the LR Amazing Hours, so you probably would have seen what occurred there. So I actually missed it there, but not entirely sure. As Crossy's missed the start there. I don't know whether this was... he actually did miss the start or whether this was actually part of a plan here, but just to avoid all the carnage going through turn 1. But he goes up the inside there of Bodhod in the racing point. Of course, the Tier 2 champion. He did race last time at Abu Dhabi. By the way, if you haven't checked out the Abu Dhabi video and all the other videos I've raced in this season, then do so. Go check them out. It gets past El Tonki as well. I think someone went in very deep there. I think that would have been El Tonki. So jump aboard here with Bodhod to see what occurred here. So he was going side by side here with El Tonki. He's another who's on the hard combat. I think he's the only one that's on the hards as he goes in very deep there. And that would explain why Bodhod got P19 in the end there. Oh, gee, someone lost the front wing there. Potentially, I think it looked like Dr. Dre lost front wing. I think old Plebs as well. So, oh dear, that's a bit awkward there. So I think Crossy should have him for mincemeat here, as Bodhod's trying to get into the mix as well, as he goes up the inside and goes a little bit wide, but he gets the move done. So up to 17th spot there. Now here's a replay on board with my point of view again. So Tao goes for a move up the inside of Curving Texas, bit of a risky one. Unfortunately got caught up a little bit there with front wing damage. I got the tag from behind. Now originally I did think the players had some part in doing that, but when you look at his point of view, we'll jump aboard it in a second or two. Here we go, on board with Plebs. You'll see what occurs here. So all those dramas going on here, and I got caught up in it as well. But I actually ghost for him, and yeah, there's a bit of a weird incident to say the least there. So you could say maybe partly a little bit there, but partly yes, but partly not there. So again, apologies to players there. My bad there. I thought he had a big part of doing it, but it's just one of those things with ghosting. They're probably maybe saved in there a little bit, as I think Spilly and Expert maybe had a little bit of a moment there. As Spilly's way off the road and Expert as well.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Dry seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
There's yeah, Jeff telling us the weather's not far, well, way off at the moment there, but got a bit distracted as well by changing the tyre compound around white, going up turn 6 and 7. So that wasn't ideal there as we nearly lose the back end. Coming through turn 4, you can tell I was trying to push on and try and catch up as best I could, but
at a moment.
I was way off the pace, as you could tell with the guys.
Making a move.
Swaggy was well and truly off the road, as you saw. Not entirely sure whether he's had a moment himself, but Contrast got by Aussie Wizzy Rick again. So he's up into, what is that, P5, if I'm not mistaken. So nice job all around there for Contrast. But yeah, back we go. Lap 5, Plebs, up, Lazy Towel up the inside there of Plebs. Again, difference of tyres as well. So Tao gets that move done. But then I think he pretty much just throws it away here, coming through turn 6 and 7. Sorry, Tao. But he drops, I think, a couple of spots there. I think he's dropped back behind Crossy in the end.
I'll let you go, Tao. Go inside. Go
but,
inside.
up there goes. This was a bit further back, I should say. Bodhod just let Spilly go through there. So I don't think Spilly got any damage from that. So with the pace he's got there, he's got some decent pace. He should be back up maybe the lead group as best he can as Crossy goes for a move up the inside here at turn 1. It gets it done. But it's not to finish with yet because players will come back in here. I don't think Crossy will have the DRS. No, he won't. So he'll have to probably cover down the inside line here. I think Towell's in there as well. A couple of Ferraris pretty much close to each other there. Players goes right around the outside. Can he hang on for the time being? You know what? I think he will. He does. Great job from Plebs. Up the around the outside and gets P11 for the time being. He's on board with Plebs. Let's see what happens here. So he obviously gets the DRS and the slipstream. He's got the, Lazy Towel and I think Spilly as well. Both Ferrari boys are catching up as well, but gets a much better drive out of the corner there. Does Plebs, and Jeff encourages him as well, giving him the encouragement saying, well done, great move. But back we go with Crossy. Goes way too deep, nearly takes out Plebs through his trouble there. And loses a couple of spots to both the Ferraris and Bonhod. That could have ended in, oh my word, that would have ended badly there, I can tell you. But there's Bonhod making the easy move then on Crossy, I should say. I'm getting my words mixed up there for a second. That's as we run a little bit wide there. That was probably a little bit silly on my part. But yeah, we get our first 3-second time penalty of the race. But you can probably tell we're just trying our absolute best here, as again, get a little bit sideways for a good measure there. We're just trying to literally catch up to the next car, which I think is El Tonki.
This car, man.
It's back we go to Macca, who's struggling a little bit here, trying to catch up to Swaggy, but he's going to actually let Amazing Hour go through here, and funnily enough, Amazing Hour gets the fastest lap of the race, so that slipstream would have definitely helped him out there quite a bit to get that fastest lap. Of course, you get the extra bonus point, I think, if you get the fastest lap. But back we go to Crossy. He's trying to get back past Bodhod here. Obviously, he lost a spot earlier, but he should get it back now. Yes, he will. Can he hold it through turn 4 through to Cedar de Largo? I think he will. But here we go. We're bored with Plebs, who's under a bit of attack from a Ferrari gang here for P11 here. As Lazy Tower goes up the inside, it gets the move done. And now, how long will it be before Spilly gets past? Probably won't be too long, you would think. But now he's in pretty much in a Ferrari sandwich there for the moment is Plebs. Back we go to Mac Stewart. Oh, there's been a contact between Amazing Hour and Swaggy.
Any damage?
No, I think from memory those two have had maybe dramas in the past. Not saying anything there, because that would have caused any friction. But not there's maybe already some there. But there goes Spilly up the inside. It gets that move done on Plebs. So that's third, back to 13th for Plebs and 12th to Spilly. That's what happens here. It's all very close to the back end there of that Ferrari. It's got away with it for the time being. And I think you saw as well, might have seen on the graphic, that I think Bodhod has got the move on Crossy.
Just faster than pace,
yes, he does. And he gets it pretty easily there. I don't think Crossy put up much of a fight there at all. But might come back at him here. Potentially. Oh, no, this is actually a bit later on, a couple of corners later. Bodhod goes literally wide through to Cedar de Largo. Trying to go around the outside here. It's a bit of a long shot going right around the outside, but no, he just bides his time for the time being. As he might have another crack here. Oh, hello, Curvic, Texas. As now coming into the party here. He goes around the outside of Crossy. No, what might get Bodhod as well. Oh, 3 wide. That's never going to work here. To the centre Estes. It's thankfully they all managed to come out of it unscathed, but Curvic Texas come out of nowhere again. Gets a couple of free spots as Plebs goes for a little bit of a slight spin there. Again, the curbs. He can get caught out a little bit with certain curbs in the F1 game, that is for sure. But here we go with Bodhod. He's going to be under attack here from Curvic Texas.
I just made some emoji names up.
There's an outside here, but Texas Curvic's going to hang on for the time being. And he might actually hang on for the corner. Yes, he will. So Bodhod may have to try another place to maybe get that move again. Oh, Crossy getting a little bit close there to the back end of Bodhod. He's got Expert behind as well. Again, there's difference on what tyres these guys are on here. I think Soft's Expert. Of course, he got caught up a little bit with Spilly, but hasn't quite fully recovered from his earlier incident there, unfortunately for Expert. But now Crossy goes in very deep there through the corner, and he might lose the spot now to Expert. And so there he goes. So I think Expert may have front wing damage, not entirely 100% sure.
Rain is imminent. Rain is imminent. Be careful out there. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
You know, did start to get a little bit more overcast. You can probably tell that on his screen, but did really start to get dark. So the rain was definitely imminent. So maybe it might not be a bad idea if you had started on the soft compounded tyres, because rain is not far away, according to Jeff. Anyway, but like we go to Crossy, starting to put pressure here on Expert. That might be putting pressure on Expert. That's going into the infield and mutually respawning him back on track. Literally having a bit of a Kimi Räikkönen moment there, although that was probably over the other on the right-hand side there for Kimi. But
I'm not good at that. Bloody
Bodhod now putting a bit of pressure here on Curving Texas again, I would think. Going down into turn 4. And does he go for it? No, Curving does break a little bit deeper and manages to hang on for the time being. Yeah, a little bit sideways there as well. As we start lap 12 here, as we run very wide there and get a little bit sideways here. So probably tell it's really starting to get more overcast here. And well, I didn't feel like the weather was probably too far away here. We're still trying our absolute best. We're still way off the pace, closing in on our El Tonki here. But I think you'll find here coming through turns, up through turns 6 and 7 here. Yeah, there we go. There's the first spots of rain I think you'll see. So probably a bit hard to tell there. You just literally see it on the cockpit and you know for sure that the weather is here. So it is starting to shower a little bit here. Not fully wet at this stage.
Understood. Stopping
I don't know why I decided it was time to box this lap, but we get an update.
Let's be mindful of the conditions. The track is getting wetter. Recommend you stay out for now though. We'll be much slower if we move on to inters this early.
Okay, so we're going to stay out for the time being until it's actually wet enough to put on the intermediate tyres here. But okay, Bodhod under attack here from Expert. It goes through a move up the inside. Goes in a little bit deeper and manages to hang on for the time being. But does Expert fight back? You would think so. Take him right down the pit lane, entry line here. As you do. You can get warnings for that. I have seen that in the past. Whether they fix that or not is another thing. But
we're on the right tyres for the
Bodhod going very, very wide. He's done that a couple of times, I think, this race so far. As Expert goes right the outside. Can he get the move done? Yes, he does. So great move by Expert. Get himself up into 15th spot there.
Aren't improving. It's your choice as to whether you want to fit the wets next time you come in.
Okay, so Jeff's saying a bit of a change now. Whether it's my call, whether I want to come in and get off these dry tyres or whether to stick it out. Get off these dry tyres and put the insoles on or stick it out for the time being until it actually gets wet enough there. It's amazing how it goes back down the inside of
go,
McKenzie. Oh, careful, lads. Careful, lads. I know these two are good mates, but that would have been a bit awkward if they tangled each other. Or Curving is well and truly off the road there. There goes Expert around the outside as Bodhod around the outside. No, not quite. That would have been a risky move going around into turn 11 there. But thankfully, it didn't end badly for those guys. But you can tell Crossy, I think, struggling a little bit here in these conditions because he's well and truly dropped off the back of the guys in front, Bodhod, Curving Texas and Expert. He goes for maybe a half spin there. No, he goes for the half spin eventually, but going to do another moment. Yes, he is. So thankfully he's respawned him back onto the track. It's not like a Kimi Räikkönen moment there. He's going to lose a couple of spots here because of it. So both Dr. Dre and El Tonki will take a couple of spots. So back we go with Bodhod going very sideways through turn 1 there. Gets a warning there for track limit. And tag onto it, Bod. Well done.
I didn't spin.
Well done. Well done. Very good job. He managed to avoid the spinning.
Did as well.
So that's great work from him.
Even though we're seeing cars struggle in these conditions, if we pit for inters now, we're going to be too slow and we'll burn them out. Make the best of it for the time being. Okay, gap ahead is 9.5 seconds.
So I'm sort of getting mixed messages around about what's going on.
Okay, clear. 15 minutes till we expect the heavy rain to arrive. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
So the dries seem like, well, for the time being, at the moment. So it's a bit of a mixed bag at the moment, what Jeff's saying. But you see, Swaggy going well and truly off the road there. Oh, a little bit of contact there between he and Macca. But I don't think no harm done. No, all good. So no damage done. Oh, Swaggy called it late there as everybody's now into the pit lane. So this is some of the lead group, not everybody. So some guys are taking a punt and some are sticking it out as there's...
how's he not been held by... How have they not been held by this at all? Beatty's got a wing change.
There's all the pit stops are happening. I think he said 40's having a wing change, so he might get the spot. Yes, he does. So
massively.
40's had to have a bit of a wing change. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him, but yeah, there's always obviously the odd issue with you know, when you're released from your pit lane, anyways. Well, not your pit lane, but your pit garage there. So as Crossy gets by El Tonki, as he might get Dr. Dre as well, potentially. You have to do it around the outside here. Gets into the pit. No, he's going to come into the pit lane, so he's going to play it safe going into the pit lane here. He's going to slow it down. No, he doesn't. I think he's 10k over the speed limit there, unfortunately, for Crossy. So you can see now, I think everybody's now coming into the lane now for their set of intermediate tyres. But we're sort of... We'll come back to our point of view in a moment or two, but there goes Crossy, as I think Dre's actually had a wing change, so...
I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet.
So Jeff Sterling has to stay out for the time being, but probably won't be too far away. As you can tell, I'm really, really struggling here. I thought, no way, I've got to come in this lap, literally, to get off these tyres and go on the intermediate tyres, but...
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Get the strategy changed, but then I realised I was looking at the mini-map. I was thinking, where's my teammate? You can probably tell. You can see that little 3 group there that's just not far away from me. That Mercedes, and he's in second place at the moment. So he's one of the guys that actually stuck it out here on the dry tyres, hoping that it would come one lap later before DRS gets disabled here. So I had a choice to make whether I come into the pit lane. Because if I come into the pit lane, I would pretty much screw up his race, which I personally did not want to do. So basically I had to take one for the team there and actually stick it out for one more lap, just so he can be in a chance to maybe get a podium or even a top 5 result there for contrast. So yeah, basically I decided on plan B, you could say, which is basically to stick it out for the time being here. As Plez is another one that's sticking it out on the medium tyres, whether it's an ideal situation or not, as 40 goes by for position. So I think Plez will be too far away, as there's Bot and Lazy Towel. So Bot staying out here on the mediums.
I forgot
it's intermediate tyres for Lazy Towel, but don't think it'll be too long away before being changed over. There's Lazy Towel going back, so didn't take long at all. So there's Plebs into the lane. So he's also, yeah, pretty much I think everybody's coming in now for the intermediate tyres. So this is probably about the time here. There goes Wog Boy. That's coming out of the pit lane as well. So we're coming out of the pit lane there. He's away. Wog Boy getting a little bit sideways coming out of the pit lane exit there. You don't want to really bottle it coming into the pit lane, that is for sure. There is
I'm missing half.
Bot actually just managed, I think, to slow it down. Only just, mind you. But there's been other instances where it's not been the case. So, yeah, it is a bit weird. But intermediates now for Bot and away he goes. So, I'll stop again from Racing Point. Where's he going to pop out here? There's Curving Texas on the right-hand side. There he is. He's going to fall in behind Curving Texas. So, that battle's going to resume again for those guys. But back we go, as now DRS is now disabled. So, it's pretty much midway through lap 16, so they probably could have stuck it like I'm pretty much doing.
It might be just about time to come and change these tyres.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, Jeff. And considering where I am, it'd probably be ideal anyway. So we're going to come into the pit lane here.
We'll receive you at the end of this
confirmation boxing this lap, making sure that the front wing doesn't get changed. I have heard instances where it does get changed when you don't ask it to. Is to get it slowed down. No, we don't. We get a 5-second penalty, so bit frustrated with that one, but anyway, it is what it is, really. But we're pretty much in no man's land. We need a miracle, really, as we get a change onto the intermediates. We get a change in the front wing as well. We dropped it back to 4 for the downforce, just to probably have a little bit more turners. The virtual safety car is...
Reduce speed and maintain a positive delta.
Reason for that is Lazy Towel's actually out of the Grand Prix. He's probably telling the mini-map through turns 6 and 7, so... Not 100% sure what's happened to him there, whether that's just his own doing or something else entirely. But Yeah, very weird there. Unfortunately for Tao, he's out of the Grand Prix, and we're down to 19 runners here for the rest of this race. Like we go to Bod Hod, putting pressure here on Curving Texas. Might have nailed the virtual safety car restart, and he does. Up the inside he goes.
Oh, slippery.
And you'll get the move done. So into 13th place for that run. But back we go to us. We're going very, very deep. Yeah, you can tell the conditions were changing quite a lot here. Obviously, it's not quite ready for wet tyres here, but took me a little bit of time to get used to these intermediate tyres again because it's been a while between drinks, that is for sure. What's this for Crossy? Gets a little bit sideways through the corner. Watch out for the wall. Oh, geez, glances are just there for Crossy, so that was pretty bloody lucky there, that is for sure. But lap 19, we finally caught up to somebody for a pass, which is El Tonki.
Inters, their tyres are 3 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:22.6.
Get a little bit put off there a little bit. I think that probably had to do with my lag there a little bit, which sort of put me off a little bit there, and in the end I lost all that ground to Old Tonki, so we'll have to fight our way back through to maybe get that position back for 18th. But is expert and Bod Hod go side by side through into final 11 and 12 as Curving Texas is having a moment, that is for sure. But
did I send it?
As he
didn't
going to send it down the inside as Bod Hod squeezes him a little bit. No, respective racing between these two. They've been in each other for this whole race so far, but then they kept the respectful racing all round between these guys. So goes right around the outside, a little bit of a lock break there.
I didn't.
See if he can try and get the crisscross here.
I wasn't even drive here. I was trying to change tyres.
Is he going to try and go for the move up the inside into turn 6?
Sketchy.
I'm looking for grip out here. I'm Max Verstappen.
It's been a Max Verstappen, as he says. It's anyway, lap 20 now. We're slowly but surely catching up to El Tonki here for position 18. So we're going to actually make a move in this race. Don't include Lazy Tao because obviously he's DNF out of this race, but he runs very wide as El Tonki coming through to Cita de Largo. And we should get the move done around the outside. We do, so we're up into position 18 now. And next up is Dr. Dre, which is about near, where is he, turn 9 and 10, I think he is. So got a little bit of work to do to catch up to those guys as well. But you can probably tell on the mini-map this El Tonki runs very wide. There's a reason for that because you can probably see on the mini-map down the bottom left that that's the leaders group there that is actually starting to slowly catch up to me. So they're not far behind from putting me down a 1 lap here. So I mean, I'm probably doing everything I can to maybe get back that 1 lap. But there's Crossy letting Dre go, and I think he was catching up, letting everybody know about penalty situation. But when he rejoined, that was probably not the ideal corner to rejoin and ran a little bit wide there. So that's our next target, pretty much in 17th place.
Old Inters, their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:25.6. You're gaining by over 5 seconds a lap. Keep it up. They have a time penalty of 6.0. The gap to the car ahead is 2.1 seconds.
As you can see, now we're getting the blue flags here because Aaron is the race leader. And we're now letting him go here because I did not want to cop any penalties, that is for sure, for ignoring the blue flags. So is Bod Hod, where are you going, son? That's not the way you go around the centre S's. That is for sure. You cut the corners through there and rejoins. All fine, no dramas. But yeah, we've now been put down a lap, and I was hoping for Aaron to put Crossy down a lap, which he's now done. So now we can try and get a position here. So we'll have 1 last lap, fingers crossed, to finish the race anyway. So yeah, it looks like Aaron's leading the way ahead of Zach, it's a 1-2 for Mercedes. So we're looking on track potentially to wrap up both the titles, Zach for the drivers and Mercedes for the constructors.
Their tyres are 7 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:23.2. You're taking 1.8 seconds out of them each lap. They have a time penalty of 6.0.
And so he's got 1 extra penalty than me, as Swaggy's coming to retire his car. Not entirely sure why, for some unknown reason. I think he was in a decent position, I thought. But anyway, we're now slowly, surely clashing in, trying to catch up to Crossy. But you tell I'm also getting blue flags as well because Zach is slowly but surely catching up here. And again, rather than getting a penalty for ignoring blue flags, I decided to let Zach go through there, as Jeff keeps interrupting at that point in time. But yeah, just decided to let Zach go through there because, again, didn't want to get any penalties there. But again, it won't be too far away before the others catch up as well. And just decided to pull over to the left-hand side. There's my teammate. He's in position 3 at the moment, so he's on track for a podium. His Revolution's in 4th, and Crossy does the same thing as well. So being well-mannered drivers, just respecting everybody with the blue flags here. So now it's trying to close back in here. It's on lap 24 here. Well, it's actually 25 of the race, considering we're a lap down. But see the other guys slowly but surely catching up, and just decided to just pull over and just let them go here. That was LR Amazing Hour, Aussie Wizzy Rick, Stuart McKenzie, and 40. They've now let them all go through. So that's pretty much those guys. I think that's the top 10 basically. Oh no, maybe not the top 10, but it might be top 8 maybe at a rough guess. But Crossy as well, he also let those guys go through as well. So resuming our battle here for what is now 16th place, because obviously now Swaggy DNF'd.
I know these conditions look pretty terrible, but that water is draining away. I think the intermediate is going to stay the tyre of choice for a while yet.
So Inters are the tyre of choice, but again, there's potential. It could get wetter later on in the race. We're going to go right around the outside, use every little bit of track we can around the outside of Crossy. We should manage to hang on for the time being. Yes, we do. So that's up into 16th place now. Next up is Dr. Dre, who's I think is a little bit further up the road. I don't think he's been put down a lap yet.
Inters look like the best tyre for now.
So trying to get a weather report, really much pointless, really,
the second race
for getting that, because it kept saying Inters. That usually means a point. Oh, hello, Bodhod. That's an interesting way to take turn 10. Gets a tyre penalty for his dramas. But usually when Jeff says Inters are the best tyre, usually means it's nearly getting to that point sometimes when it's getting close to the other tyres. As you can see, Bodhod's actually come into the lane for wets, so we're sticking it out for now for the time being. We're going to
heavy rain to stay a while. Doesn't look like it's moving anytime soon.
give you an update.
We're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment.
Okay, so Inter's seen the right tyres for the time being, although Jeff has been wrong occasionally in the past, so we'll have to wait and see. There's Bodhod in for the wets.
I just can't want to let everyone
Stop
go.
for the racing point. I think Crossy's also, yes, he is in as well, so he's going to serve a 5-second time penalty. Must have been for, oh no, sorry, that would have been for the last time when he was coming into the pit lane. Yeah, of course.
Go, go, go.
How did I forget that? But anyway, he's now coming for the wets.
Coping okay in this weather? We're watching the amount of standing water on the road. For now, we think it's safe to stay with the Inter.
There's yellow flags ahead. I think that was actually for 40. That might have had a bit of a coming together with somebody. This might be who it is. On board we go with Stuart McKenzie, who's closing in here on Dr. Dre. Might have been a slight little bit of contact there, maybe. A bit of risky.
My bad, Barry. You weren't far enough. Went far up enough alongside.
Yeah, maybe 40 might say otherwise, but we'll wait and see what he says in the comments section. Is Crossy there retired? As now the virtual safety car has now been deployed. Now, it was a big call.
Suggests that this heavy rain will be with us for a while now. Inters look like the best tyre for now.
Well, at this point in time, you know what? We may as well take a punt here, considering, well and truly way off the pace here. If we ever get some positions, which, I mean, it's a long shot of getting positions, but might as well take a punt here. So we're going to jump onto the wets, and I think 40's got the same thought process as well, I would think, unless I'm mistaken. But anyway, wet tyres we go. Had to serve a 5-second penalty as well. I think 40 had to serve a front wing change potentially, but he just manages to hang on for the time being. Not that we're racing him, obviously, because he's still in the top 10. For positions, so we're not really going to fight him too much here as we exit the pit lane. Here we go. Emerge in 16th place, so we obviously lost a bit of time, obviously, to Bodhod, who's obviously already on the wets. So this is what happened to Crossy. So, oh, no, Crossy, no.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
Nearly did that same thing earlier on, nearly 10 laps earlier. So,
yeah.
Yeah. A fortunate way for Crossy to end his races. Bodhod again Taking an interesting line through turn 10. Everybody's... Bodhod's got a part in the party chat. Obviously, he was hoping well, I think everybody was hoping for a safety car. Plebs, I'm not entirely sure what was going on there, whether it was actually intending to come into the pit lane and then change into wets, but then backed out of it because of the last bit of the virtual safety car ending here. But we're going to go sideways through here, and it's not worked out, unfortunately. We've now got front wing damage as well, so maybe wets on. Maybe I think at this point I was like, maybe the wets are not the right side. There goes the other part of our front wing. I was just trying to make sure I was getting out of everybody's road here, and I think I decided last minute to actually come into the pit lane here, and well, I mean, it'd be pointless now getting. Well, I mean, you get points for whatever position you finish in anyway. But I was tempted. You can tell I was just tempted to retire the car here, but look, may as well have a try here. But yeah, I forgot to change the tyres, so that was pretty much the final nail in the coffin there, really. So that was probably my bad there, but yeah, in the end, it's a DNF, unfortunately, for us. So not been a great race, unfortunately, for the team. Well, for Haas, for one of the cars anyway. I think the other one's still on track for a podium. This is Stuart McKenzie. Went into the pause menu, but unfortunately his AI car has actually just come into the pit lane for him here. And you'll hear the reaction in a moment or two.
Oh my god, man. I fucking paused my game to check something, and the AI's just fucking pit me.
There's I think you got the penalty as well for
and put me on
lane.
full wets.
Yep.
Well, that's a bit awkward, boys.
Yep, so Mac is now on the wets. Whether he wanted to be or not, I don't think his play was to be on the wets, but there's players going into the pit lane, and like I said, there's another one that was, well, again, bang on the 80 mark, but, you know, it's sort of like hit and miss about whether some guys get penalties or not, but even though it was in the red compared to the green, but not that I'm biased or anything, but anyway, back we go to Stuart McKenzie, who's really struggling this wet weather. Hang on to it, Smacker, Jesus.
Fuck's sake, this car's fucking...
Well, now he's going to have to put up with a damaged front wing now for the remainder of this race.
My God,
and all that margin that he had over 40, I think that'll be slowly but surely wiped out. You can see him actually, that pink panther there, or the pink dot there in the bottom left, is actually 40 there. So all that margin is pretty much gone. So anyway, back we go. I pretty much watched the entire race for the rest of it. Anyway, as you can see, Contrast still on track for a podium here in P3. X Revolution currently position 4. Still a Mercedes 1-2, so they're still on track at the current moment. There's LR Amazing Hour in P5. Aussie Wizzy Rick in 6th place. Billy in 7th. There's Stuart McKenzie and 40 still battling away. There's Bodhod. I think he's had another moment here, but there's been a change as well. Zach getting the race lead. That potentially may have something to do with the championship, not 100% sure. Because, of course, you could wrap up the Drivers' Championship. Again, Bodhod going sideways. I swear to God, he wants the corner changed. He wants the corner very much earlier or something very, very different. Anyway, but really worked out there. Oh, no, there goes a spin, half spin, unfortunately, for Bodhod. And, yeah, it's going pear-shaped now for Bodhod. Now behind Dr. Dre for 15th, in 15th place. But this was an interesting battle, to say the least, for the last couple of laps here at the Brazilian Grand Prix in the wet between 40 and Stuart McKenzie. So they go side by side through here. They're banging wheels, these two. Bit of friendly fire, you could say. I know for a fact, for sure, after the race, that I don't think 40 was overly too happy with Macca. Remember that for sure. Knowing 40, definitely want to comment about that in the for the video, because he did comment the last race at Abu Dhabi. So there's a bit more contact between those two. But thankfully they've survived so far. Maybe a little bit cheeky, you could say. But now to go side by side through that corner again, that's never an easy move. There is LR Amazing Hour will get into 4th place. He's now got past X Revolution. The pole sitter, who's now back into 5th place. That's a fairly decent recovery drive for Amazing Hour, who of course probably had a little moment off lap 1. But back we go to these guys, who are still battling away a lap later. We'll get an onboard shot of this in a moment or two, but this was just so entertaining. Well, it was entertaining for me and probably the commentators, but Probably not for these two as they get side by side through here. That's never easy. Done. There's contact between these two. Bit of an awkward one, that one, but Marcus gets that position and gets back up into 8th place and back to 9th for 40. It's amazing how... No, sorry, I think might have got Revolution. No, sorry, I got that wrong.
Stop weaving, boy!
Macca is evident.
I'm not having that. I'm fucking reporting you for that.
Wasn't entirely... I don't think he was entirely thrilled. I don't know whether that was sarcastic or not with the weaving, but as he gets a penalty for his troubles. As you can see, the spray is really starting to come down a lot more now, so maybe the wet tyres might be the right way to go here, but you can see Mac has actually continued on with the front wing damage, so he's done pretty well with an orange front wing on the right-hand side. As you can see, this was the run he got here. You see how close he got. He's literally got 2 wheels on the grass there. A little bit cheeky.
My bad, Bailey.
As he says it.
Left me a little bit more room there at the inside.
Yep, again, they might have difference of opinions, maybe, about that one, but it's not ideal taking too much curb through there. A little bit too much of maybe a squeeze there. That might have been a bit much there, Macca, if I'm honest, but and he might have said the same as well, but this was entertaining, like I said, from my point of view anyway. And they were still going on in the final lap as 40 tried to get right around the outside, but I don't think it worked out all around. But here they are, the 2 Mercedes boys are going to go 1-2 here. I think Zach will get the victory because Aaron had a penalty. As they finished a 1-2, and I think they've wrapped up the championship, so big congrats to those guys. Amazing how it ends up on the podium. I think Contrast dropped back to 4th place in the end. We'll get the final results in a moment or two, but let's have a look overall with Macca again. This is, you can tell 40 was right up the gearbox there, the Alfa Romeo. This is the battle for 8th place. And this race is Spilly. Oh, that might explain. That might explain what happened there between those two. It was actually 40 that made the initial contact. But yeah, it was definitely entertaining. And these last final lap here as 40 goes for a massive dive bomb up into turn 8, I should say. Somehow has managed to get it done. Again, probably checking.
Aaron P2.
I think Macca's just checking to see where the Aaron's finished because, Macca probably trying to get one back there, but failed miserably. I think that was probably to do with the championship and the drivers because that's still up for grabs as Bodhod gets a penalty for spinning in the pits. Yeah, but there's a couple of guys here that actually, I probably noticed this afterwards on my point of view, but they're going on dries. Probably don't blame them considering where they are in the field anyway, so back we go to this battle here. I think 40 may have this one done. I don't think Macca might have anything to do with it.
Oh, no, that's going to hurt.
There's contact. That was always going to end badly. And unfortunately, White Boy probably was just an innocent bystander and all that. So I'm not entirely sure whether White Boy got damaged or not. But this is a battle for 9th and 10th in this race to the line. Because Macca's got no front wing, obviously. There's yellow flag, so definitely can't pass. Well, no, he says... green flags now as he'll get 10th place and slams into that Red Bull. I think that's X Revolution.
Fuck, that race was garbage.
Wasn't ideal racing for Macca, unfortunately. Because there's El Tonki, so he lost the spot there to Bodhod on the dries, mind you. But you see here, these guys pretty much just entertaining Dr. Dre, Curving Texas, and Expert. And then you'll probably see in the right screen, oh, Jesus. I got it on board of that in a second, so we'll have a look at that. Bodhod trying to take any of those guys out, but unfortunately, I think he failed. He basically just took himself out. So Dre, Expert, and Curving Texas are the only ones left. As they've already been lapped again by the guys. There's actually a virtual safety car for that. So I think a bit late in the race for that, guys, but. That might have actually been for El Tonki. I'm not 100% sure because I don't think he crossed the line there in the end. But I think Curving... No, who was it that... it was Curving that got one back on Expert there and actually crashed him out there. So here we go with Bodhod. Tries to take them out and fails miserably and gets on his side.
Oh, that's huge.
So...
I'm sideways.
It was worth a try anyway, but I don't think some of the stewarding wasn't ideal. I think it may have been seen by the stewards, and they didn't take too lightly to that one. So I think there's be penalties handed out anyway. But Mercedes won too, like I said. So congrats to those guys. And, of course, congrats to Zach and to both he and Aaron on the championships. We'll get a full overall results here in a moment, and we'll check the standings as well. But there you go. So Zach takes the Grand Prix ahead of Aaron. So Mercedes 1-2. LR Amazing Hour finishes third ahead of Contras. So nice result from a teammate for this round in fourth. Then X Revolution. Aussie Wizzy Rick in sixth. Billy in seventh. 40 finishes in eighth. Wogboy in ninth. And Plebs actually gets the final points, in 10th place. In 10th is Stuart McKenzie had more penalties. Then you got Expert, Dr. Dre, Curvix Texas, El Tonki, Bot Hot, myself, Crossy Swaggy, and Lazy Tower. So anyway, the standings wise, Zach Crichton can't be beaten. It is a 67-point margin over 40. Aaron, like I said, has jumped ahead of Stuart McKenzie there for third. We're still P15, so we haven't moved much there in the driver's standings. Constructors-wise, that's wrapped up as well. Mercedes have got a 163-point margin, sorry, 68-point margin, I should say, over Alfa Romeo. There's still a few minor placings to play out here, including in the last couple of spots there, because we're now last. And there's only 4 points separating the bottom 3 teams there. So it's going to be all on for sure for the final round. So be sure to tune in for that one. Preferably, I don't want to finish last in the teams championship. So we'll see how it pans out. But if you did enjoy, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. As always, you can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more Dynamic Knights Esports Master Tier on FY 2019, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. As always, all my social media links will be down in the description. Plus, I'll leave the links down below to everybody else's point of views that I've used. Their channels will be down there, plus the links to the Dynamic Knights Esports channel, their YouTube channel, their Instagram, basically those things as well. But and the live stream. But till the next time, which will be for the finale at the Japanese Grand Prix. It is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.